Okay, all right. Welcome everybody to Building Site, episode 22 now. And we've got Jeremy again, and I'll just put Jeremy, I think I need to put you on there, Jeremy. Hi, and hi Jeremy.
Hi everyone. Here for another episode.
Yeah,
Crux today, which is good.
Yeah, we're going to go and upgrade Crux to the latest release, and we're going to talk about Lucene searching, which I have to confess I don't know very much about Lucene. Well, I know I've used Lucene before, but I've never used it and Crux together. So I'm quite excited about this episode, and we're going to try to put a bit of search features into Site, which is the kind of back-end resource server that we're building. So Jeremy, what is the Lucene integration in Crux? What's that all about?
Yeah, so I guess the easiest way to summarize it is databases are very good with structured information, and the whole point of something like Lucene is it's very good with strings, and those are quite orthogonal domains. And even though Datalog's a very powerful query language, it's still going to be very slow if you try and get it to look for things in strings, and certainly Crux doesn't have a native index for like, looking for similarities or anything. So the whole point of the integration is to make it as easy as possible for anyone that's using Crux to just get like free full text search. That said, there's like a whole spectrum of use cases for full text search, and invariably people want to spend a lot of time tweaking their scoring algorithms and the way they tokenize and analyze both the text on the indexing side and on the query string side. So it's a whole discipline in itself. I'm not an expert, although I have spent a lot of time over the last few months looking at it and helping users with it. And in 1.18, which was released last Friday, we upgraded the integration so that it's like slightly nicer for customization. So if you do have that need for a custom analyzer or just adding arbitrary fields to your Lucene documents, you can now maintain that integration without having to wait for us to add support for something directly. It's sort of built into the module, this extensibility. Right,
and then other documentation, has that been updated on OpenCrux yet?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay.
If there's any bugs, let us know. It did say, warning, this is alpha and stuff before. We've removed that now because the API seems fairly stable. There may still be some performance things we can iron out, but yeah, from an API perspective, it's probably close to done, if not done, which is good. And we also added the ability for checkpointing. So when you start up your node, your Lucene is treated in the same way as the RocksDB index, which means that you don't have to rebuild from scratch. You can download this checkpoint or snapshot from a blob storage.
Right.
It will allow you to scale out your Crux nodes as normal, whereas before Lucene was a bit of a it sort of broke that model.
Yeah.
So we brought it up to parity with the rest of the indexing architecture.
So what do I need to do to use the latest release of Crux? We've changed the versioning scheme recently, but we're now, so the group name has changed to pro.jux.crux. Can you explain why that happened?
Yeah, so we moved from clojars, which is a closure-centric jar distribution, to Maven, or Maven Central, which is where the rest of the JVM universe lives. So if you're a Kotlin developer, you'll be uploading your jars there, and so it just makes it easier. One less thing for someone to have to configure before they can start using Crux. If you're a JVM user, you can use Maven coordinates without having to add clojars to your repository list.
Right.
Which is convenient, but it means we've had to change the artifact name to match the Maven naming convention. So that's based around DNS, and now all the releases are like signed, and there's a more formal approvals process to get through Maven Central. But it should be a real boon for the ecosystem.
That's great, and that's going to make it easier for people using it from other communities like Java and Kotlin.
Exactly, yeah. So it's all about reach, which is Good.
Perfect. All right, so we've already upgraded site to use the latest version of full text search. I've looked at the opencrux.com documentation, and Jeremy, you're right, it's all there. So I just need to copy and paste this 118. Well, that's been done, so I should be good to go. So I'll just jack in and I'll wait for...
You need to add the Lucene as its own line.
Ah, okay.
So
okay.
you have Core
Right.
and RocksDB there, but you need to have Crux-Lucene. But it's exactly the same. Otherwise, it's just replace the word RocksDB for Lucene.
Okay, so we just pull that here, and we're going to add, not replace, or do we need to?
Yeah, no, just add. Yeah, that was it. I was saying if you just want to duplicate the line,
oh, okay.
it's just a matter of word RocksDB with Lucene, and that's.
And then there's some configuration that we'll need. So if we look at the configuration that we have in sight for the Crux topology. Now this is stored on Linux anyway. It's in .config /site/config, and here we have the Crux node. So is it part of the yes? This yep. Presumably has to go. We have to pop yep. this one in here.
It's in alongside. I put it at the bottom.
Put it at the bottom.
Yep.
Okay, and that has to be, is that a string, or I can leave that as a keyword?
That should be a keyword.
I see, because I've copied the wrong one. Okay, let me just go back there. Okay, here we are. Now, is there any sense to having an in-memory store only store to begin with?
Not really. Given that you're in this file, I'll just copy what you've used above.
Sure. Okay. So in this file I've used, I'm using local share as my Rocks indexes. In fact, all my Crux database files are stored locally while I'm developing.
So you could just call it. So you need to get rid of that outer map. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just spotted that. I need to get rid of this outer one. I think there. No, hang on. Get rid of that one too.
Yep. And then instead of IDXS, just change that to Lucene.
Lucene. Okay.
Arguably, you could put Lucene in the indexes directory, or like they could share a top-level indexes directory if you wanted to simplify the structure a little bit. Because when you do an upgrade, you need to blow both of those folders away. You need to.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. No, I'll remember.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And it should create the directory if one doesn't exist.
Okay. Okay. Very good. So let's give that a go. So we'll jack in there, and it will be downloading Crux and presumably some Lucene libraries. I'll just watch that go. I think that's all done. I'll just wait for that to start up. Here we are.
So yeah, the way this works now is that if you had already indexed, oh yes, you need to remove your.
I need to remove my indexes. Okay, and I probably will. I'll quit the. Well, I didn't mean to quit Emacs, but I did. So go into my local share, and this is how I update a. So there's my database. I need to get rid of my indexes. Okay, so those are gone now. So I will go into site deps and we'll run again. So we occasionally we change the index format, and that's okay because indexes are they can be rebuilt from the other from the docs and from the transaction log. And occasionally we do need to change, well, we being the Crux team. So, yeah, I guess because I got rid of indexes, do I need to wait for those indexes to be rebuilt?
Yes, normally. How many transactions did you have in there? A few thousand, perhaps?
A few thousand. So that might just be a case of just waiting for...
There's a good chance it's probably already caught
yeah,
up.
no, it seems to be back. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a bit unnerving from a site perspective for this. Presumably those database queries before the indexes have caught up won't return any data, and that's what site was showing there. So not to worry.
Okay, so you could fix that by adding an await.
Okay. I'll make a little note of that actually in my to-do. I'll say fix site status to await for indexes. Okay.
Well, actually, the API you probably want to use is sync. Actually, sync takes the latest known submitted and then awaits for that. So it does both in one operation.
Sync for index to catch up if, e.g., a index.
And then that's going to be a blocking operation. So if you want to display something to the user, you want to
okay. Yeah. I'll
print something before that. So like you've got compiling code there, you probably want building indexes or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Check.
Okay. We'll right. I'll put that as a add to compiling code and perhaps building indexes. This is really just to jog my memory. Okay, I think we're good. I don't think we really have caught up. We have, only that. Let's think about this. We have been. We've been running against card. This is only a local database. What we really need to do, I guess, is either populate this with some text, or we can work against the production. We can upgrade the production server, because of course this doesn't have all of the stuff. So I think
there might be strings in here. I mean, it doesn't need to be this domain strings. It could just be some strings that happen to live on these.
Yeah, we could do that to start with. Do we have a? I guess we could get some text and off the internet, so we could copy and paste.
But assuming there's nothing private in there, you could possibly just run the search from here.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
I don't think we've got. Well, we might have some. There might be something if we look at this unauthorized. There's.
Yeah, so that template. Or yeah, all of those should come up. So if you were to see, if you write a Crux query now.
Yeah.
Is it Q? You have a Q command, don't you?
Yeah. No, I was looking to see if there's any. There's not a lot of content there, but it's okay.
There's enough. Like a wildcard query, we'll still be able to pick up some interesting things. I think.
Yeah. Okay. So
by default, the index is all strings, any string values.
Okay. So we could be looking for static representation.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, and we could look for the pres from the middle of that string. And
okay. Yeah. Or unfortunately, or something like that. I see.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's have a look for unfortunately. So how would I do a query?
So just like a regular datalog query. So you have a Q command, don't you?
Yeah, I have a Q command.
So just start writing find, and then yeah, can you need that? Yeah.
I see. Where. So I can say where.
Yeah.
So this is in a clause. So I can say text search, and this is where I want a particular. Let's say the content. I'm interested in something in the content.
Well, you did the attribute.
And
the video camera stream is in the way again. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll.
It did transparency in me.
Yeah, we'll pop over to the other side. Well, I mean, it would be just as oh, dear me, sorry. Oh no, let's put the. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Or maybe you can just fade out our faces for the.
I can. No, I was going to just move Emacs over there. You see.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would solve it too. Yep.
And then we was going to put unfortunately there. So is that all we need?
You need to destructure from the text search there as a predicate function.
Okay.
So you need to open vectors.
Yeah.
So you could just yeah, and then type E.
E, right.
Just
just a normal E. Yeah.
No question mark, and you possibly want to have a ... after the E to get all the different values.
Okay. Query didn't match.
Maybe I'm leading astray. Get rid of the ... and put it.
Put it on the. Put it there.
Yeah, put it there. I think right.
No. Should we try without the ...
Yeah, without the ... Sorry, yeah, I think I'm confusing things actually. Yeah.
So there we are. It's found it. Unauthorized. It's definitely in there. Okay. So that would be. That's great. So that would be one of the ones that it matches. What's the destructuring there then, Jeremy? What are we destructuring?
You can get the value of the string, so you don't have to then look up the document again. So you can get the V, and then the S is a score, which gives you sort of the relative.
Oh, I can destructure like that. Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's try that. We need to then. Okay, so that first one is the E, which in my case is the URL. Then this is now the document, the actual value, so that would be the document content. Okay, and then that is the score. Okay, very good. Look, what happens if we have more than one result? So let's try to find anything that has a site type of static. Do we need to put wildcards there?
You can't do a leading wildcard.
Okay. I guess it's because it was one word. It didn't find it within a word. Okay.
It's tokenized as on the word boundaries. Yeah.
Okay.
This is something again you could configure. You could. Yeah, I mean you could even say tokenize it based on where the capital letters are. Or something.
Right. Okay. Oh, well, that would. What if we said static anything? We put a static star there. Yeah.
That should work.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's super. Really like that.
The wildcard text search then allows you to search across all things where you don't know the attribute. So if you change text search to wildcard text search and remove the attribute.
Right. So if we say wildcard like that and then remove that, we get the same thing. Wow. All right. Although I think in the case of site, we do want to, we do have, we do want to search on the content. The way that site entities are is that each site entity reflects a web resource, and there is a standard set of keywords that we use, and so the content, there is also the body or the byte array. I can't remember. Some resources would have one. Some resources would have content like HTTP content, and I think others would have body. But I'm that's unfortunate. But anyway, that's a good start. Okay. So I guess the next step is to create an open API that would. So we already have an open API for card that we could deploy, and that could contain that query. Let me show you what I mean, Jeremy. So this is a little bit more ambitious here. So this is the current open API for card. And let's say that we wanted to add a search here. We would go down and add a root here. So let's just call that, I think, search. I need to start it with a slash. And let's say that it has a query string. So we make that a, I don't think we've got any query strings thus far, so we will, I have no idea if this is going to work, but we'll give it a go anyway. So we'd have something like this, where we would say Q, yes, it's required, search string has to be a string, and then we're going to make that do a Crux query on a, I suppose it would be a little bit like this one. It would be a GET request, and I guess we can return JSON, and let's do the same as we did on our REPL. So okay, and we could hard code something. I don't know whether the parameter would work. I guess it might do. We definitely have. I'm trying to think of. We have the word Sunday in one of the. I know that we have Sunday, but that might be in. That might be in a card. We're talking about cards here, aren't we? So this would be the card. And where the card, it would have a it would be in the paragraph.
But you could, oh, so you'd want to return the parent, like the owner of it, like the one above the not the paragraph itself, but the owner of the paragraph.
Well, I'm happy with the. Actually, we could just have a look and see what we have. Go have a look at the. Yeah, that's. We have a few cards. Let's just take this card, for example. Oops. Yeah, we've got that card. Let's take. Is that our Yeah, this is our Sunday Thoughts card. So if we take this, for example. Will the Lucene integration cope with the fact that this might contain that's a map?
Oh no, it wouldn't. I mean, yeah, no, it wouldn't. We could extend it, like yeah. The whole point of this 1.18 release was to be able to do arbitrary conversions. You know, you're going to convert your dates to strings, or map to string or something.
Right.
We could extract that text.
But we can certainly match for now on the title if we wanted to do a search on the title. So let's go with that. Okay. So we will say that the card title has to have the word Sunday in it. Okay.
No, or writing, perhaps.
Or
Kanban. Sunday's not in the title, is it?
Oh, it is on the one further up.
Oh, the one further up. I see. Right. Okay, and that's the card itself, so that's kind of nicer anyway.
Yeah, and I think searching for titles at this stage, I mean, it's very baby steps. So, and I'm just going to hard code just for fun. So this means that we now have to, if I can remember how to do it, I have to go off to, here we are. I need to go off to the home server, and we need to upgrade Crux and kill the indexes. So let's have a have a think about how, if I look at the site config, and we need to add the same config change here. So I'm going to do it straight into prod, and let's pop those across. So let's okay. I'm not the best Vim user in the world, but I know enough. If I just get, now we can insert this one, but we may want to change the location just for consistency's sake. I think we'll make the directory the same. So that would be, we need to pop on a, let's get rid of that, and Lucene.
Yep.
Okay. So let's go to our var crux. We want to remove these indexes. So we want to stop the site server. So I'm going to stop that, and now just check that it's no longer running. It's been killed. I'm going to remove the indices.
Yep.
I'm going to go back to the home directory. I'm going to upgrade it by doing a git pull.
So that's got the Lucene module as well.
Yeah.
Config in.
Yeah, we didn't do any. Oh no, it hasn't, because we've got to push our changes. So I'll do that now. That was just a change to add Lucene dependency. Okay. And we'll push that to master, and we'll pull this, and we will now start the site server up at systemctl, and I will just have a look on look at the journal just to watch what happens. There we are, downloading Lucene. Yeah, we don't upgrade site very much in prod. It's not a server that needs to be updated on every application code change. It doesn't have any application code inside it, so it's only when the infrastructure gets upgraded. So it's not something that we do often, but it's good to see. There we are. And if we go now and bring up a browser, Jeremy, I'm just thinking if we need to do anything. I don't think we need to do anything. I think it should have. It's come back as bad gateway. No, that's come back. I think we do something like site. Or we could look at that swagger. Yeah, now so I need to log in now. I don't know what's happening there. Login. Yeah, I think we got to do a little bit of work there because we've been making some changes to the login recently. So I'm going to have to probably take a look at that offline. So we'll go back to the, let's go back to the local host, I think, and just, we could try doing a deployment of that card API. I'm just wondering if we can do something else, because we haven't. Have we deployed card? We haven't deployed card to the local server, my local server.
You could pull down a copy of prod locally, right?
Pull down a copy of the prod database.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, could do that. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Okay, let's do that. So you're suggesting we go to home. See, the problem is, Jeremy, is that the resources that we have in prod are incompatible now, because I've made some changes to the way that templating works, so that we'd have to sort of downgrade the server.
Right.
Yeah, that's just one of those gotchas.
Because the templates are aware of the domain.
Yeah, the templates have to be reinstalled. So I have to pick through that. It'd be easier to just back out. But yeah, I think that's probably what we'll do on this. We'll just have a look at that.
Another thing we could do is export all valid, currently valid entities. Just do a snapshot export into like a .udm file and put them back in.
Yeah.
locally.
Yeah, but I think I think that would be. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out how we could perhaps fork a version that did work, and just to get the Lucene integration, or whether I should just bite the bullet and repair the production server. I'm just trying to have a look at the Git log and see where we were before we did the pull, which will be in the, I think it's in the ref log. I can't, logs, here we are. So we did when did we do this? We just went from 38F3. So if we look at 38F3 on here, I think it was some time ago, 38. Oh yeah, update. No, that was the update. Oh yeah, because we've done two. So we probably need to go back to D1 3C. 3C, which is quite a long time ago, 1 month ago. No, I'll do git reset. What was it? D1 3C. There we are. And restart just to get it back. Now I'm just trying to think whether that index bump that we did is going to be incompatible now with the. Might want to just upgrade Lucene locally. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Sorry, Jeremy, it's all got a little bit confused because we've got a new database format. So if we just upgrade Crux locally on that, just so that we avoid the latest traffic. Whoops. And we'll start that one up again. So we'll have leucine, and we'll have the ability to...
Do we need to blow away the indexes?
I guess we should.
So one of the changes we made in 118 was to make the ingestion into leucine a lot faster.
Ah, okay.
Because we were being ultra cautious previously to not allow corruption to the indexes.
Right.
Whereas now we can catch up. So if leucine falls behind, or you need to kill the leucine index independently, you can do that.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so we'll leave it to build its indexes. So we should see that it's we can actually fire up here and run status, and we should see that it's, yeah, no, it seems to have caught up anyway. Yeah. Oh, I love how fast that is. Oh, I think it hasn't quite got everything then. I think we're just looking for a few more. Looking for some cards. I haven't quite got our cards yet. Let's see. Yeah. I guess we'll... No, they're coming in now. Yeah, I never realised that sort of Crux was useless without its indexes. It really needs the indexes for the search to work, or for anything to work, for any data log query to work, which makes sense, but I'd never really seen the effect of indexes being catched up. So you say that I could do a sync here to wait for
Yeah, it just takes the node.
Can I, if I do a sync on its own, does that work, or do I need to? We can have a look at the API.
You'll need it takes the node as the first argument, but assuming you've got that.
Yeah, I've got that. I think I've got that.
You can get the nocturnal client out, but
no, I think I call it something like what does DB do? Right. I think I do have the node. I just can't remember. I think I can just. Does that give us the current node? I'll have to look at in the code. It's under this REPL namespace. This REPL namespace has all that we need. Looking for node, aren't we? Ah, Crux node I called it, I think. So Crux node. There we are. So I need to say x sync. Is that what I need?
Yeah, that worked.
Okay, so that looks like I didn't do that fast enough, and it's already caught up. So if we have a look at the cards, yeah, we have a bunch of cards there. All right, so in that case, we should be back in business. And we'll go to, I mean, that doesn't necessarily have to work, because we can go to that is a Jetty end error, although I don't think, yeah, that might have I think I've seen that before. We'll just see if the card application works. So let's kill that Emacs. Yeah, we can certainly look into that. It's certainly one of the interesting challenges of having much of your application in your database that you're you have to be careful that, particularly at this level of maturity, that if your data gets out of sync with your code, that can, if you're relying on a certain shape, and then that's always been the case. If you've changed for example, you change your database table structure, and then your code, you change column names, your code won't work. But it just is, it's very, the more that you rely, lean on your database, and the more you have to just ensure. The solution, I guess, is that we don't want to break compatibility that much in sight, and we but it is the case that it is just the fact that it is fairly new, and it's evolving quite rapidly. So let's go in. Sorry, Joe.
I was just going to say, obviously, end game, whatever, store your code in the database. But even in the meantime, if you stored the Git shar of like the latest release in the database, would that help you at all?
Yeah, it would. The problem is that I have intentionally broken compatibility in a fairly recent commit. Not for all of the resources, but only some of them. But the login ones. But it's the nature. Okay. Yeah, the nature of kind of not having a huge amount of time, meaning some stuff.
Okay, so that's a data migration work. You're saying
it's a data migration. Okay. Yeah, but it might not. This index is pretty old, and it might not. That might not be. I wouldn't have expected this to break though, because that hasn't changed, and the code is now. So having done the reset, possibly I didn't check out the right version. Possibly I need to have a look at that. But anyway, we will soldier on and go to localhost 8000. Have a look at this. And it might be that no, it does look like we've broken things. It's an HTTP. Oh no! Well, I do have to log in to. I would have to log in, which I think is site login. No, I can't remember. Possibly it is, and possibly I need to figure out why we're getting an internal error there, because this is we've been working on other episodes on the login box, so I kind of need to go back and revisit that. Okay. Any more to add about Lucene?
I don't think so. I mean, I mentioned like different use cases for extension. So we've got a few users doing some fairly wonderful things. So want to have the option to do like ignore case sensitivity in some queries. They also want to have case sensitivity in others. So you actually have to at that point change what you're indexing.
How do you change the Lucene parameters? Is that something that's done through the config file?
So there's maybe 3 different extension points. But in the config, like module options in Lucene, like when we added Lucene, we set the DB-dir. You could add a custom analyzer and a custom indexer at that point. So the analyzer is essentially a Lucene analyzer. The indexer is a record in Clojure, which implements a protocol for indexing and evicting transaction data.
Right.
It's in those that you can then say, I want to add these extra fields to my Lucene documents, or I want to convert or coerce symbols to be strings, or dates to be strings.
Right.
Or in your case, as you were saying a minute ago, like I want to extract this deeply nested string from my map object, and I want to index those.
Well, they're not deeply nested in that we've got a vector. We know that that structure is going to be a vector of maps. That's what our content model is. So, and we know that the map is going to have a text key. So we would be able to. Are you saying that we can do that today, or we need a new version of Crux?
No, you can do that today. Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to find an indexer. So there's examples. So I spent a lot of time on this extension test namespace.
Right.
Where it would link to various points. So if you go,
this one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So in this namespace, there's all kinds of examples, but showing well, first of all, you can have multiple OC modules. I should add that as well. So if you need different indexing strategies for different use cases, you can run however many you want in the background.
Right.
As individual indexes. Yeah.
Okay, well that's great. Well, that's a lot to be getting on with. I think we'll conclude there. That was great. Thank you so much. That was really educational. I think I've got some work to do this evening, fixing our prod server. Although we don't keep anything critical in there apart from a few thoughts that I have on Sunday mornings, which is I have copies of. But yeah, that was very good. So I think the next few episodes we might go back to getting card looking nice and working on our search box. Although I think Alex is doing a little bit of work on the search box, so we'll see what he comes up with. But very good. Thanks very much, Jeremy, and we'll close the episode. Thanks very much for watching, and do email us. Do check out Crux. Do look at the GitHub for site, and contact us with any feedback or questions. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Bye bye.